Ever wondered where the tradition of trick-or-treating originated from? Well, let's take a step back, all the way to the Middle Ages. This was a time when a custom known as mumming held sway during certain holidays. Picture this. People, both young and old, would don their most imaginative costumes, roam through their neighborhoods, and recite specific lines. And what was the reward for this performance? Food. Yes, you heard that right. This intriguing tradition found its way into the celebration of Halloween around the 16th century in Scotland. However, it wasn't known as trick-or-treating then, but rather as guising. The term trick-or-treat, as we know it today, didn't make an appearance until the 1930s, and it has a decidedly American ring to it. The practice of mumming set the stage for what would later evolve into the tradition we now know as trick-or-treating. But how did we move from mumming to trick-or-treating as we know it today? The tradition of mumming, where folks would wander about in costumes and recite lines for food, evolved over the centuries. In the 16th century, this practice took on a new form in Scotland, known as guising. During this time, children would dress up in costumes, often disguising themselves as evil spirits, and perform tricks, songs, or recitations in exchange for treats like cakes, fruits, or money. It was a way to celebrate All Hallows' Eve, and a means to ward off any actual evil spirits that might be lurking about. As the centuries rolled on, the practice of guising gradually transformed. It was influenced by various cultures and traditions, adapting to the times and the people who celebrated it. But the essence of the tradition, the exchange of a performance for a treat, remained. The term trick-or-treat wouldn't be coined until centuries later on a different continent. The term trick-or-treat is decidedly American, but when did it enter popular usage? The answer takes us back to the 1930s, a time of economic hardship and the quest for communal unity. The phrase trick-or-treat was first used in print in a 1934 edition of a newspaper in Lethbridge, Canada, but the custom was popularized in the United States. The term served as a playful ultimatum given by children to their neighbors: give a treat or face a harmless prank. This custom, though rooted in ancient tradition, is a relatively recent phenomenon in its current form. It's a blend of old-world traditions and new-world ingenuity, a fusion of past and present that reflects the ever-evolving cultural landscape. As the decades passed, trick-or-treating has become less about pranks and more about community bonding and shared joy, carving out its own space in the tapestry of American culture. Despite its international origins, trick-or-treating as we know it is a uniquely American tradition.